You, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear
I, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear
that you will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States
and will, to the best of your ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
preserve, protect, and
a mighty mix, but not too strong. You'll be high, but not for long. If you're a viper, I'm the queen of everything. I've got to be high before I can sing. Light a tea and let it be. If you're a viper, when your throat gets dry, you know you're high. Everything is dandy.
Hey everyone, I'm Victoria and I'm a third-year student pharmacist at the University of New Mexico College of Pharmacy. My passion for science, knowledge, and people has led me down a very organic path of pursuing pharmacy, which has been wonderful because it allows me to understand how drugs work on the human body and how the human body works on drugs. It's also exposed me to different conditions or diseases and how particular therapeutic options may affect the condition or disease. My goals for my videos are going to be discussing the benefits surrounding medicinal cannabis, as well as the pharmacology, the indication, adverse reactions, side effects, and of course, drug interactions. Those are very important to keep in mind. You have to remember that no drug is safe, not even vitamins. You can take too much of something and it could be detrimental to your health. Also, what I would like to do is make videos for the general public, so non-medical professionals, and then I'd like to make videos for medical, you don't have to be medical, just professional, a professional audience, which will get very technical. And I would encourage you, if you are part of the general public and you actually want to dive into the nitty-gritty and really understand what medicinal cannabis is doing and how it's working, please do so. I think anyone can learn this stuff if you dedicate your time to it. I know with certain concepts, it can take me days before it connects. And then when it connects, it's like, oh, that's what's going on. So I believe anyone can learn this material. You just have to dedicate yourself to understanding the concepts. One other thing I'd like to mention with my videos, if at any point the concept that I'm describing is really confusing, or maybe I use technical terms, then please leave a comment below and I'd gladly re-explain it. Another thing is, for my general public videos, I will sometimes be using technical language, and if I do, I will try my hardest to explain the concept. That way you can better understand it, and as you're going, you're learning technical terms. If I do use a technical term, or there is a concept that you don't understand quite as well, or maybe you're just really lost, please comment below. I would love to explain it to people. That's why I'm doing all of this. And before we get started on our main topic, I just want to give a shout out to the Cannabis Connection University. Hey! This is a group of wonderful people that are dedicating their lives to researching potential therapeutic options that are not necessarily talked about currently, or maybe there's some negative stigma, and they just really want to inform the general public of current research and information that we currently know. So thank you guys. Without you guys, I wouldn't be sitting in front of this camera. I wouldn't even imagine doing this. If you haven't noticed, I'm kind of not a pro at doing this, but here I am. So I say this often, but if my voice shakes or if I make a mistake, I'm human. And I'm just here trying to get a point across. And I really want to educate everybody about medicinal cannabis. Just like I mentioned in my intro, I am in no way recommending or endorsing the use of cannabis. I am strictly providing information, objective information about cannabis. Also, I will not be providing individual consultations for my viewers. If you are interested in cannabis and using it as a therapy, please talk to your individual health provider. They are the ones that have the knowledge of your current situation. If you don't feel comfortable going to your general health provider and discussing medicinal cannabis with them, guess what? It's time to get a new health provider. And what that means is if you think that medicinal cannabis might be a beneficial therapy to you and the current diseases that you're dealing with, then you need to get a provider that is willing to listen to you and give you an honest opinion, as well as an honest recommendation. Once again, I'm going to say this very clearly for the last time. If you're not comfortable with your general provider, go get yourself a new one and live your best life, okay? Let's get into our first topic. Woo! So it's going to actually be the endocannabinoid system. This video is just going to be a very basic summary of the endocannabinoid system. I'm going to abbreviate that with ECS. When I say ECS, that means endocannabinoid system. The ECS is a highly complex and widespread system within our body that uses chemicals to signal changes within our body. These chemicals can be made within inside of our body, or they can come from outside sources like medications. For the chemical to initiate changes within our body, it needs to bind to a receptor and activate it. A common analogy to this, although it's not quite accurate, it's going to be the key and lock analogy. So think of your front door, right? You need a key to unlock the door. You need the correct key to unlock that door. If you do not have the correct key, it's not going to unlock it. That's exactly, well, it's not exactly, I told you it's not accurate, but that's a simple way of explaining how these chemicals activate the receptor. You have tons of locks within your body just waiting for the right key to come around and unlock it and activate it. That way it can make changes within your body. The ECS has two types of receptors. The first receptor is called cannabinoid type 1 receptor, also known as CB1, and that's found mainly within your brain, but also it's been found other places than your brain, such as the rest of your body. And then the second type of receptor is the cannabinoid type 2 receptor, which is mainly found throughout the rest of your body, but some of them have been found in the brain. From what I have studied, the ECS is involved in mood regulation, inflammation, sleep-wake cycles, fat and sugar breakdown, reproduction, learning and memory, food intake, heart function, pain control, movement, connections within the brain, body temperature control, stress response, and many other things. Activation of the ECS has shown to play a role in treating or relieving symptoms in multiple sclerosis, Alzheimer's disease, Huntington's disease, TBI, or otherwise known as traumatic brain injury. So when something hits your head really hard, or probably more so your head hitting something very hard. Various cancers, nausea and vomiting, HIV/AIDS, glaucoma, seizure disorder, including epilepsy, opioid use disorder, and I guess we could refer to that, you guys probably know it more as opioid addiction. Just a side note, we actually want to start moving away from the word addiction. There's just such a negative association with addiction, and a better term for it is substance use disorder. Just a side note, sorry. So, opioid use disorder is referring to opioid addiction. Pain, hepatitis C, Parkinson's disease, sleep apnea, autism spectrum disorder, hospice care, obstructive sleep apnea, and these are just naming a few. One of my mentors actually said, "What did you guys think? That the ECS receptors were just there to get you high? No, they actually have a role in our body besides getting people high." And I couldn't have said it better. Those receptors have a fundamental role in our body, and we just don't quite understand it yet, just because of the complexity and the research that's out there currently. So with that being said, let's get into our next topic, cannabis, what you guys have been here for. I'm going to start off with some basic definitions that I found regarding cannabis, just to see if it kind of helps with the terminology a little bit. And I gotta be honest with you, I'm still confused myself sometimes with the terminology, so this is just the more you know. Cannabinoids are substances that bind to cannabinoid receptors. Cannabinoids from plants are called phytocannabinoids. Cannabinoids made inside of your body are called endocannabinoids. Cannabis refers to the plant from the genus Cannabis. Sativa and indica are species of the cannabis genus. Cannabis contains over 60 cannabinoids. Cannabinol is a major group of cannabinoids. This group contains cannabidiol, also known as CBD, and tetrahydrocannabinol, THC, which I'm sure you guys have heard of at least one of these in the past. Delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol, a specific configuration of THC, is the main cannabinoid that alters perception, also known as psychoactive. This is what causes people to feel lifted. CBD is not a psychoactive substance, so you won't actually be feeling high from CBD. My last definition is for marijuana, which is the common name for a mixture of dried leaves and flower of cannabis. What other names can you guys think of for marijuana? Comment below. THC has been shown to partially activate both CB receptors, so CB1 and CB2. It's stimulating it, but not fully. CBD, on the other hand, has been shown to block the activation of these receptors. Think of a key that fits in your door, but cannot unlock it. So it's just sitting there, preventing other keys from unlocking the door, or actually coming in and sliding in and unlocking the door. So that's what it's meant by blocking the activity. It's still inside the receptor. It's just not stimulating it or activating it is another word for it. So I went over a few key points regarding the ECS. I hope you were able to learn some new concepts. In the next 2 weeks, I am going to be working on a more technical video, and I encourage everyone to watch that. Do not be afraid of it. You know, even if you have to stop and take notes, I'm constantly watching YouTube videos and making notes on them. I do have to warn you, I'm in finals this week, so I'm going to be working on it in between studying. I hope to have it out within 2 weeks. Just keep in mind that this ECS video is a very brief summary of it. And we haven't even barely begun scratching the surface regarding the ECS due to barriers associated with research. And I just wanted to let you know that I will have the key points discussed in this video at the end of the video, as well as posted below in my description. If you're curious about anything, it doesn't necessarily have to include medicinal cannabis, just like if you're curious about a certain drug or medication. Sorry, I refer to medications as drugs all the time. Please comment below. I would love to go over it. Thank you for watching my first video. Sorry if I say because, so, a lot. There I go. I don't do this a lot. I hope I will get better. This backdrop's gonna change, and I'm slowly gonna get better at this, so please stick around, like my page, subscribe. Don't forget to go check out Cannabis Connection University's page, as well as subscribe and like to their YouTube, their Facebook, their IG, their Twitter, and don't forget they have a main website, which is www.cannabisconnectionuniversity.com. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. Get yourself a provider you can talk to about medicinal cannabis and any other issues you have. We ain't got time to waste or money to waste on a provider we're not comfortable with. Keep that in mind.
I dreamed about a river 5 feet long, a mighty mix, but not too strong. You'll be high, but not for long. If you're a viper, I'm the queen of everything. I've got to be high before I can sing. Light a tea and let it be. If you're a viper, when your throat gets dry, you know you're high. Everything is dandy. Truck on down to the candy store. Bust your conch on peppermint candy. Then you know your body is spent. You won't care if you don't pay rent. The sky is high